love Tuesdays. Even when I can't figure out what I want to talk about, booktube never fails to give me some sort of inspiration or a fantastic tag and just more excuses to gush about books. Hey WordNerds, happy Tuesday. So today I'm going to do a book tag, which is not something I do very often. The one I'm going to try is a few years old, but there is never a bad time to talk about books and all of the reader problems. So this is the reader problems book tag, and it was started by About to Read. There are 11 questions, so let's just jump in. Question 1, there are 20,000 books on your TBR list. How do you decide what to read next? I struggle with this. It's kind of a paralyzed by all of the options kind of problem, because there are so many books I want to read. I know I'm never going to get enough time for them. Mostly I kind of have a top 5 in the back of my head, the ones I know I'm going to be reading sometime soon because I can't stop thinking about them. So I will usually pop over to Goodreads, look at my want to read list, and pick anything that I already have access to and jump right in. Question 2, you're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? I'm a big fan of my Goodreads goal, so if I'm already halfway through, odds are I will push through and finish it, but I will probably read some other books in the meantime and not make myself just read it all at once. Question 3, the end of the year is coming and you're so close but so far away in your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up, and how? Absolutely, and this is probably the time where I'm going to be reading a lot of graphic novels. Question 4, the covers of a series do not match. How do you cope? This is definitely a struggle, although it has been something that's been helped by my trying not to start a series until all of the books are out or are coming out shortly, so it's usually less likely that the books will have gotten mismatched covers, or I can kind of see if it's going to be a problem ahead of time and read them in ebook. I don't know. There's no good way to deal with this. Question 5, everyone and their mother loves a book you really didn't like. Who do you bond over shared feelings with? This is what Twitter is good for. I will just rant or rave about a book and just put it out there. Hopefully someone else responds, and if nothing else, I'm just going to move on to the next book. Question 6, you're reading a book and you're about to start crying in public. How do you deal? This is not something I really have a ton of issues with. I am not a big book crier. Question 7, a sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Yes. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, cry in frustration? This, again, is something I have been trying to fix by not starting a series until I am close to being able to finish it. It's not always something I do, but it is helping a lot. Question 8, you do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people nope when they ask? This doesn't come up as much as I'd like. I don't think I'd mind letting my books out, but most of my books' friends exist on the internet, so unfortunately this is not a problem I have. Question 9, reading ADD. You picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? The last time I did this, I asked for recommendations on Twitter, and Emma and Kyra both helped me out, and I devoured both of the books they recommended in like a week. Question 10, there are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? I used to buy a lot of books. I was using Book Outlet a lot, and I just have this huge backlog of books. So lately I'm not buying very many books at all. I am using my library more, I'm using my Kindle more, and looking out for deals. So it varies a lot. And finally, question 11, after you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? A long time. Sometimes years, sometimes months. Very rarely, if I buy a physical book, is it the next book I read, and I have no idea why. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any answers to all of the questions included in this tag. I will of course leave a link to the original tag in the description down below. And don't forget to join us on Sunday for our next live chat. In the meantime, happy reading, happy writing, and I'll see you next time.